Hi everyone. P0421 has come up on the code reader for this car. That relates to the catalytic converter not functioning quite as it should. It's about the warm-up of it and it actually being efficient. It's not efficient enough. It's measuring the O2 either side of it, and it's I guess it's not enough different. So I'm going to have a look at the spark plugs first. I suspect the catalytic converter is a bit sooted up, and I've actually ordered some additive to the fuel which I'm going to put in. Not sure how clever that's going to be, how well it'll work. I may have to take the cat off and give it a rinse out with some soapy water. Not entirely sure yet. Let's have the spark plugs out first and we'll go from there.
Okay, on the Santa Fe, I think the spark plugs are going to be under the centre here, so I'll just pop off this these set of brackets and remove this cover. There should be, I think, an engine cover over here. There's connection points for mounting it, but that's long gone. Someone's obviously decided that was unnecessary. It's a bit of a pity really, because it probably would cut the noise down. But maybe I'll have a look on eBay and see if I can find one. Not a great deal of point having these brackets here if it's not supporting anything. There we go. Slightly different length bolt there. That one's been replaced at some point. Just pop these to one side. There we go. That lifts away. And what we're seeing under here is there'll be a spark plug under this first one, and then there's a coil pack. That's the second one. Another spark plug under this one, a coil pack under the fourth. So what I should be able to do is get these coil packs out, take these HT leads away, and pop them to one side. So these should be, yeah, they're fairly loose. That's good. Just slacken those off. These are very loose. Notice there's a bit of oil in the top here. That's a bit of a worry, but it might be because people have spilt it when they've been filling. That does happen. So not very helpful. These just clip off, so you can just push the tab down and slide that off there. That's easy done. You can do the same over here. There we go. These should then lift up and pull off the coil packs. The bolts are coming loose, so I'm going to take them out, put them safely over here. Don't want to lose any of this stuff. And yeah. Okay, so what we have there is a spring underneath that goes down to the spark plug. This is just popped out of the top. And I guess if I do the same with this one, oh, there we go. That's actually come out all in one go. That's nice. Let's put that over here. I guess that means that this one should have come out in one piece too. I'll just pull that up. It says, hoping you can just pull that up. There we go. So that's pulled off the spark plug. You can see the other end of the spring up in there. So the spring just sits on top of the spark plug. It's a curious thing. Notice that this one feeds this end, so we've got the extremes to make sure that we go in the right places when we put this back together again. There's a lot of erg down in there. Let's see if I can get a tissue down in there and clean it out. This one A lot of erg down in there as well. Looks like people have been filling this with oil. It's nasty. Okay, so before we go any further with this, I'm just going to get some kitchen roll and stick it down in these holes, which actually have there's oil pooling at the bottom of them, which isn't a good sign. So you can see this is really is quite oily down there. I'll try and bring that up to the surface. I really want to take out the plugs and then have it drop into the chambers. Nasty. There might be some water down here as well, actually. And if water's got down there, that's really going to be a problem with it firing. It's going to be weakening the spark. Yeah, it's not very nice. Poor old car, I think it's had a hard life and it's been neglected. But it's in good hands now. I shall breathe new life into it. Oh, that's better. Let's see if I can show you down the hole there. There you go. So you can see that's a bit clearer now. This one was looking very clear anyway. That one's a bit icky, I'm going to clean some out of there. And that one's a bit icky too. So I'll carry on cleaning these. It's a bit of a lonely, boring job. You don't need to watch it, but pick up in a minute. Okay, so these have now had a really good clean, and I've cleaned the coil packs and the leads as well. Just have a look at these as they come out. There we go. A bit worried, that was quite tight. It's not gone immediately loose either. There we go, that's free. That's good. Sometimes people cross-thread spark plugs and it's a disaster. If they snap off, then you're in real trouble. So it looks like these have got a probe on them, or they're completely buggered. I'm going for completely buggered at the moment. Colour's not bad. What have we got? Oh. Might be that it's got a probe of some sort on it. There's lots of different types of spark plugs out there now. I shall look it up and see what we have. But it's a PGR5C-11. Yeah, it's probably a probed On to the next one. That's actually quite reassuring because it's kind of half expecting all that drop to be a problem inside the cylinder, and it isn't, which is fantastic news. Let's get my torch. Right, a little bit of paper down there, I just want to rescue. Doesn't really matter if it goes in the cylinder, but best not. Right. On to the next. There we go. See if I can clear these out a bit before I put plugs in. There we go. There it is. Same again. It's actually in pretty good shape. Colouring's about right. Interesting on this one though. There's a bit of discoloration around the ceramic there, which is slightly concerned. Yes, it didn't really have that on this one, so. Okay. So both pretty good, but number 2 not as good as number 1. Oh, there we go. Ah. Well, it's dry. Interesting, it's dry inside. That's kind of telling me that there was oil down the shaft, and you can see it's on the... Yeah, okay, I didn't get all the oil out. That's why it's good to clean them before you take them out. I thought I'd managed to get that all out. Never mind. The plug is a similar colour, so the oil wasn't going, it's not in the cylinder board. If it were, I think we'd be in real trouble. Well, certainly some of it is now. Just taken the plug out of the holder, and I'm seeing a lot of mess on there. So I think there was oil, and there might be water in that oil as well on top of the spark plug. That could have been eroding the quality of the spark. So interesting on 3. But again, looks like the problems are outside the engine, not inside it, which is good. Definitely going to have to clear that one out. Last but not least, it's good these have all come loose. Come out. To glue my plug socket back together. Again, it's pale inside, but there's oil on the outside. Obviously didn't get it all out of the oil. Which is a shame. I thought I thought I'd done okay, but there was obviously some left in there. And when we take this out, yeah, it's dirty again. So there's obviously oil getting inside the rubber connectors, which isn't good, but the actual plugs themselves, not in bad shape. I think I might buy some more anyway. Right, I'll clean these holes out again, get some more spark plugs. Right, what I've now learned is that these NGK PGR5C-2s are actually rare as hen's teeth. One chap told me they have an iridium section in them. When you look them up online, you find lots of sort of platinum descriptions. No one has them in stock. They have to be specially ordered, and I've specially ordered some. So for now, I've cleaned out these holes really well. I've cleaned the old spark plugs, and I'm going to pop them back in. It is said by some that I've spoken to that these should last for 60,000 miles. They're long-lasting spark plugs. Well, this car's done 60,000 miles, so if these are the originals, then they're worn out. They need to be replaced. I've ordered more, but beware if you're ordering them. Some charge as much as £80 for 4, and that's rather a lot. I found them for about 50, and they're going to come in a couple of days, so hopefully they'll be all right, but we'll see. So I'll just pop these back in, carefully wind them in, just nip them up. I'm not going to do them up very hard because you shouldn't with spark plugs, but also I'm very conscious I need to replace them again. There we go, nice and gentle. Last one. There we go. Right, that's those back in. You'll remember the coil pack over here. In like so, and this one ran all the way through. Pop it underneath there to this one at the closest end. These have obviously had a jolly good clean too. The coil pack here, actually supported the cable for the other one there, and this goes into here. Those are on, that's on there, that cable goes into there. Right, I think we're in a good place. Let's get those connectors back on. So actually interesting, someone's put a 2 on there, put a 1 on there to come through. It's got to be that way around. That's how it was before. kind of reverse of what we did taking it off. I've got a concern that the oil down in these came from a gasket failure on this rocker box cover, so I'm really going to be looking closely when I get those new plugs. If there's any oil in there at all, then I'm going to get a new gasket for this and whip it off and change that over. That could be the cause of my problems. Just a very little tweak on these, hardly anything at all. They don't need to be massively tight. Everything's okay there. We've got our cover needs to go back on here. 4 screws and the brackets that came off it. There's the brackets, they're obviously different lengths, which is good. The high point here is this one. That makes sense. Put that in there. One of them had the bolt replaced. I think it may have been this one. And it may have punched its way all the way through the housing. Yeah, it's because it's overlong, it may have gone through the casting. It'd be interesting to take the rocker cover off and see if there's a hole in it now where this new one has been installed and it's overlong. But it's not bottomed out. I'm fairly comfortable with that. Pop that back there. Just tweak those up so they don't come loose. There we go.
There we go. I think that's it for spark plug replacement on the Santa Fe Mark 1. It's a fairly straightforward process, but yeah, I'm going to have to do it all again when new spark plugs arrive. But I think that might have improved things. There was an awful lot of crud down in those holes above the spark plugs. People obviously being careless with their oil, or that rocker box is leaking. I'm going to find out what's going on there in time. Hopefully nothing, and it was just people being careless. But I hope that was useful. If it was, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and put some comments in the chat. Ask questions. Always good to ask questions, and I'll answer them. Thanks ever so much. Take care, guys. Have a great day.